Hi, let's look at the verbs that are going to give you some trouble. I have a list of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 to 13 of them that I want to look at. Hopefully, this will clarify. If at any point you feel like it's going too fast, remember you could always pause it, write down your info, and then kind of move on. Because I'm recording these videos, and if at any point I don't get a chance to go over this in class, you're expected to have gone over this material, write down as many notes as you need to. So then from now on in the future, you're able to look at this information later. The first verb that I have here is helar, E-to-I-E, to freeze. Look at the X's. The X's signify that we don't have a conjugation for that because semantically, meaning-wise, it's not going to make sense. We don't say I freeze or you freeze. We say it freezes in this place, or if we're talking about something, it's frozen and that subject happens to be plural, we use hiela or hielan. So take a look at the X's will signify that we won't use any conjugations whatsoever. We'll use either hiela or hielan. So look at my example here. En Alaska hiela mucho. Let's go to the next verb, nevar. Same process as before. X's mean we don't have a conjugation for that one. We could go ahead and conjugate just for the purpose of practicing, but meaning-wise, it's not going to make sense. We don't say I snow. We don't say you snow. We don't say they snow. We'd only say it snows. So the it form is nieva. So one verb that you only have to worry about one form will be nevar, and that will be it, which is nieva. Acordarse de, a verb that ends with se. I texted you earlier with a list of verbs that end with se. We call these reflexive verbs. The shorter explanation that I could tell you is that if a verb ends with se, what it means is going to have an extra set of pronouns. Look up what I have here on pink. The se turns into a new pronoun, and that the se turns into a new pronoun, and that pronoun, it's always written prior to the verb. So me would be for yo, te for tú, se for él, ella, etc. So to conjugate this, you still use the root pattern. You still change that O to UE, but then you add the extra pronoun. So acordarse de, it's to remember. So then to say the yo form, you would say me acuerdo de, I remember. O se acuerdan de, they remember. And we have this extra preposition here, de. So take a look at the extra set of pronouns. It applies for any verb that ends with se. The next verb that I have here is llover. Llover also, it's one of those verbs that we only use in the it form. So llueve. We don't say I rain or you rain or we rain. We only say it rains. So llueve is the only possible conjugation that we use for meaning. The verb right after that is oler. An old verb, probably from Spanish too, but in case you don't remember, don't know, this is what it looks like. Instead of being an O to UE, it's an O to HUE. So if you conjugate using the boot pattern, it turns into huelo, hueles, huele, huelen inside the shoe, and the two forms outside will be olemos and oles. Next verb is going to be perseguir. The pattern should follow the same. It's an E to I verb, so I. Outside the shoe, nothing happens. The yo form happens to have an extra spelling change. So instead of having G-U-E, we only have G-O. Persigo, persigues. We have to get rid of the extra U on here on the yo form, because otherwise we would have to read this word as persiguo. And we want it to be persigo, persigues, persigue. So kind of an added little extra change. I'll see if I can develop more of this in class. Seguir is exactly like perseguir. The only one that changes is the yo, because we need seguir to turn into sigo. If we were to keep the u and keep it here in the yo form, you're writing siguo. And we don't want it to be siguo, we want it to be sigo. Next verb is going to be reír. Look at where my stars are at. The stars identify the following information. Reír is conjugated as an E to I, but in addition to that, we also have extra accents. And those accents are, for pronunciation purposes, something way different than what we're doing right now. Sonreír, same thing as reír. Extra accents, and they happen to be the same accents as reír. But now we have sonreír. We still do the E to I pattern inside the boots, but on top of that, there are extra accents. I included destruir here because I wanted you to see what does it mean to add a Y after the U. So we have this UY. But this UY, it's only represented here inside the boots, not outside. So just so you could see an example with all the forms already. One more verb here, it's fiarse de. So added an IAR, which means the I's are going to have extra accents, but remember on top of that, this SE means that I have to write an extra set of pronouns. And those pronouns go before the verb. So we still conjugate the verb according to the stem changes here, which is I with an accent. So me fío de will be I trust. Te fías de, you trust. But remember, the accents are not here over the I, but we still keep all of those pronouns. And this covers pretty much all the extra stuff that you need to be responsible for the test. Remember, practice every night. Look at Quizlet, work on conjugations because that's going to make everything easier.